Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lynn, the leather bag lady here. How are you all today? It is Friday, the end of the week between Christmas and New Year, which for some people is a week off. For others, not so much. So I just got back from my clients. I haven't seen them since a week Monday because Friday we had the storm, so I had to cancel. So we had a nice visit. We went to the pub. And now I'm home and I'm sharing some time with you guys. So yesterday's bag was a little bit of an added journey to my kind of unbeknownst to me draw to Canadian vintage leather bag companies. Long way to say we got another Canadian vintage bag. So maybe not a color that I am drawn to on a regular basis. I find these light colors difficult to store because the color transfer from other bags is very, very easy to get caught up in. So I try and keep like colored bags together. And even these ones, I struggle with them. But I found this little one. And what I do like about it, and I think what drew my attention, was these little vintage zipper pulls. So this is Mimo Sacs. This is a Toronto company. And there is no label inside. But I do know this branding here. So it's cute. It's really cute. It's got a nice little gusset. I can pull it apart for you. So because the base is kind of rounded, my measurements go from here to here. So it's 8 inches, I believe, from here to here. It is quite a bit wider at the widest point, but let's face it, if you're going to be putting stuff in it, it's going to be sitting on the bottom. So I like the little gusset. I think it is going to sit nicely. This little brass tone zipper pull is just super cute. And then you've got this great little knot. And there's actually, I didn't realize there was a slip pocket here. And it's all raw leather. Oh, love it, love it, love it. So there's a slip pocket. There's a zippered compartment. It's that kind of 60s velvet. I've listed this as an 80s, but you know what? It probably is closer to 60s. I don't know. I'm just not sure. There's a zipper compartment. There's no brand name inside, but as I've said already, I'm very familiar with Mimo Sacs. So they're out of Toronto, Canada. And there we go. One thing I did want to look at, and I've got the wrong glasses on. I'm telling you, I need different glasses for all kinds of different things. This says, oh, I don't know. Sometimes this hardware can be made in Italy, but this isn't. It's just like a licensing number on the back. Now, this can come off. I'm not sure why you would take it off. Maybe you want to use it as a clutch, possibly. But what I think is a great option is you can put a different strap on it if you like. I love the little, again, this is Canadian styling. It's simple, but it is such good quality. Instead of just putting a stitch on the strap, they've put this little brass tone crimp. And it just adds a little something to it. Right here. So cute. So, you know, we are still obviously just in the beginning throes of winter. But I know that some of the retailers that I follow on Facebook and Instagram are already doing 50% off sales on their winter items. I don't do sales. I guess maybe I haven't spoke about this in a while. Oh, these glasses are too strong. I'll put the other ones back on. I don't do sales. Why don't I do sales? Because I'm a long tail seller, which basically means I don't mind if a purse sits around for years. Maybe it's not the most efficient way of selling, but I do believe that there's a customer for every purse. And some of the purses that I thought I would never find a customer for have sold. So I'm happy for bags to sit and just wait for their special person to come along. And because of that, I don't have that sense of urgency to, get rid of stock. I try and make my prices as reasonable every day, as opposed to, Boxing Day sales, Black Friday sales. And I do every year get people asking me if I'm going to be putting my items on sale. And I just don't. So I think my prices are quite reasonable. They're not the cheapest. They're not the most expensive. They're somewhere in the middle. And the fact that they include shipping, I think, is just obviously an added bonus. So, that's kind of where I sit on, offering bags at discounts. So I do have a lot of this kind of color sitting in my store. And like I said, I don't usually pick it up anymore because it isn't as popular as, as I thought it might be when I started to pick up these more kind of spring, summer colors. But, a lot of the retailers will be starting to put some spring stuff out in the next month or two. So I thought, why not? Let's, show a little bit of a brighter bag. And I am home today. So I've got a little bit of stock at Pius's house, a bit of stock here. So it really is kind of whatever is available to me at the time. So New Year's weekend. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve day and Eve. Hopefully you've all got some great plans in store. I came in this house yesterday or the day before and it really smelled badly. If you followed me for any length of time, you know that this house is an ongoing disaster. And I do have, my whole neighborhood has a problem with rodents for a number of reasons. We are at the base of an escarpment. We have a commercial railway line based maybe 3 doors up from me. We have a sewer catch basin at the end of the street. There's a lot of reasons why we have a lot of wildlife as well as, nasty wildlife. And most people have problems with them. I don't necessarily see them in my house. I do have pest control, which, I don't know, it's kind of a false economy, I feel, because the pest control is just literally poison. So the animals, rodents, whatever they are, will eat the poison, still come in the house, underneath the house, typically, and they'll die under there. And if it's a big enough animal, it'll start to smell. And then the next step is my house starts to fill with flies. And it is disgusting. I hate it. All part of why I freaking hate this house. But we are going to hopefully turn a new page in 2023 because Pius will be here and I'm going to give it one last 100% effort. And if the problems still aren't solved to the point where we can live comfortably, this house is going. Because somebody who is a contractor will come in here and it won't be a big deal. Whereas somebody like me, and I know Pius knows what he's doing and he can fix stuff, but I don't want my time with Pius overrun by dealing with this frickin' house. Like, we are in our 50s. We are bike riders. I'm new to the whole bike world, but I am not going to be dealing with home repairs on a day when we could be out on the bike. I'm just not doing it. So, but calm down, Lynn. You have to live somewhere. And that's kind of where my excitement gets squashed, because living here is going to financially allow us to do a ton of cool stuff. So, but I still freaking hate it. And it's a stress for me. And I know poor Pius, he's not lived through what I've lived through in this dump. He really hasn't. And hopefully my attitude will be completely different at some point soon. But I reserve the right to share how I feel, and I don't hold back often. But the neighbors have moved out. So I have a scheduled appointment booked with the landlord in front, and we are going to get some stuff dealt with, hopefully. And I think, as I shared with you yesterday or the day before, Pius will be there with me. And yeah, the landlord in front's, he's a little, I don't know, he's just a little lechy in my opinion. So I don't want to be alone with him. Anyway, that being said, that is what is on our agenda. So the next job is to take the kitchen ceiling down. So the bedroom ceiling has come down. The next one is the kitchen ceiling, which is probably the bedroom size and a half. So it's a little bigger, but we did a great job with the kitchen ceiling, the bedroom ceiling. It's just the kitchen might be a little trickier because there's the washing machine and stove and all that kind of stuff. But Pies took it down like that. So I think we should be fine. There's a mirror that has to be taken down. Like, just, we don't want any broken stuff. So anyway, so have a great New Year. If you're going out partying, please be safe, drink responsibly, don't drink and drive, all that public announcement stuff. If you are on your own, I feel your pain, people. I've been on my own for New Year many times. But this year, I'm actually going to enjoy my New Year. We are supposed to be going to Rosie's. I've just had a little message from a friend of mine, Al, who's looking for some company at a local place where there's going to be some live music. So I'm not sure. Maybe we'll meet up with him before for a New Year drink. I'm not sure. It's not far from here. He is another Harley bike rider. So friend of mine for years, and has just met Pius this year, obviously. So you never know. We may hook up with him, or just Rosie's doesn't get good until like late. Like, it'll be, usually it's like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. But obviously with it being New Year, I would expect people to be showing up a little earlier than that. But anyway, who knows? We will just do whatever strikes us as being fun to do. And this mattress will get put on the floor because we dismantled the bed because we pulled the ceiling down in the bedroom. So we were going to dump it. It was going to the dump. And I said, oh, we can't. We got to have somewhere to sleep New Year's Eve. Maybe we'll be drunk enough that we won't care. Who knows? Anyway, everybody, have a great New Year, a safe New Year, and I will talk to you next year. Bye, everybody.